What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 4GQ TV. And hopefully, there is no echoes, but I will check for that here in a second. YouTube should be live, hopefully. Okay, it looks like we are live on YouTube, and I got rid of the echo already. All right. So, I would like to go ahead and welcome our return members. It's Pete Kizzle, the most electrifying man in all the social entertainment land. PK, what's up?
One day, you know what, Paul? I think I should just record my own intro so you can just
I
play
know, yeah.
Welcome to the most electrified channel in all entertainment. It's your boy PK, and thank you, my brother Clowns and 4GQ TV member. Let me just say, I don't know who's in the chat. I see Timmy. Who showed up? Nobody showed up today. What's going on, man?
We started
Everybody.
earlier than usual, too.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, I'm glad to be here. Listen, over the past week, there has been a lot of excitement. So I can't wait to get to that, and we'll cut through all that and kind of give our thoughts. So let's keep it moving. We definitely have a celebrity in chief here. Go ahead, Clowns, you can finish.
And then I'd like to welcome back the return of the amazing, ever so gentile and happy Pineapple Paparazzi Paul.
Jeez. Yeah, that's me. When you think of me, you think of happy. Yeah, that's it. Bite me. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Glad to be here today. Yep, a lot has happened over the last week or so we got a lot to talk about, so let's get going.
All right. So, I mean, there's been some pretty big news, right? I mean, finally, Cozy's in the chat. What's up, Cozy? Finally, Xbox can say they finalized or at least closed the ABK deal. I know the FTC is trying some more shenanigans. I don't think it's going to hold up. It's just not realistic. Post Up made a great post about it, though, saying, that there is a slight chance of an exception. However, I think the news is finally over. We don't have to hear about it every day of the week, that the CMA did this, the FTC did this. They're waiting on the Australian whatever authorities, blah, 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 blah. So at least we got somewhere, guys. It's going somewhere. It is going somewhere. PK, how do you feel about this? Like, are you finally rejoiced? Are you happy? Are you excited to play some Candy Crush on your phone?
I know you didn't just ask me about Candy Crush.
Oh, I did.
Nah. That's Paul's game.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time on Candy Crush, actually, sitting so I don't do it now because I'm not sitting in the car or anything like that traveling. But
let me just say, yeah, when you travel, what?
I do play. I have Candy Crushes on my phone, but I only use it when I'm out and about. If I'm sitting in the car bored waiting for something,
I ain't gonna hold you. It ain't the first game I want to play, but more power to the people that like it. I'll be Vampire Survivor or Yu-Gi-Oh or something. That's me. But what I will say is, yes, I'm glad this is all over because it's now done. We don't have to talk about it anymore. We don't have to see the drama go back and forth. Some people already got replaced, retiring, etc.
Yep.
Xbox finally has as many IPs, almost as many IPs as PlayStation. And I feel like the best news is the workers are happy. Everybody's is excited to have a change in environment. But I see a lot of people. And listen, I'm gonna talk to my friends because you guys are my friends who like to speculate or whatever it is. But I'm gonna keep it 100. You can never tell. I mean, you have a right to your opinion, but you don't have any evidence on what development group is a shell of their former self because you don't know what you don't develop a game, so you don't know what that means. I get it. Let's keep it 100. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, Activision pretty much took Toys for Bob, High Moon Studios, and etc. all to make them just Call of Duty support. Well, that changes now. They are free now. And we gonna get to that because Phil did touch on that, and I think that's a big deal. But as far as this massive acquisition, this also is another W from Satya. This man done bought GitHub, LinkedIn, damn near got ChatGPT and ABK, right? All up under his belt.
Yep.
That's huge. You have never seen so many things change hands on that magnitude. And like, I don't think anyone's seen that. That's a lot, in my opinion. So with that being said, I'm just happy because this means not only will Game Pass start having even more stuff, because of course I'm looking forward to that. Crash, Spiral, all the IPs that just been laying dormant. I can't wait for to see all that stuff come back. And also the talent that's in these studios can also assist in other IPs. So meaning that if there's a lack of understanding how to get engagement, I mean, Call of Duty is the biggest engagement when it comes to FPSs. Maybe some of those people who have those experiences can cross-reference in some of the other games that Microsoft has to improve their engagement. I don't care if it's gameplay or aesthetics or marketing, whatever they got to do, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's dope. I'm glad, and I'm looking forward to see what 2024 looks like, because that's what he said, that a lot of the games will come to Game Pass. I mean, I'm glad too, because I'm an Overwatch fan, and the current regime has ran it into the floor. So maybe this is opportunity to bring back the original people to bring back Overwatch to its former glory.
I agree with everything you said there, Paul. How are you feeling about this?
I think it. I mean, I'm personally, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's done. Because for a while there, it was the only thing that was really out there to talk about. Now we're gonna have to actually, find more topics. I do think people need to temper their expectations for what old IPs may or may not come back until it's made official from Microsoft or Phil or whoever or Xbox. Because just because you want it back or you think it should be back, it may never come to fruition. So later on, a year or two down the road, we're gonna hear, but they said, well, they ain't said nothing yet. So,
Well, they did say, if we're talking
no,
about the same day.
I'm just saying in the future, we're gonna see, well, I thought Spyro was gonna come back because Phil likes Spyro, or I thought Crash was gonna, it may or it may not, on the business side. On the business side, they have to look at,
Paul.
What?
Paul. You don't spend $70 billion to just do business as usual. You know that.
No, but I'm saying not everything that you want to come back may come back.
Oh, it's coming back. Anything that they own, just like Banjo and Kazooie is in Game Pass right now. You might not care about it, but it's there. Point is, if they own it, it's coming back because they own the license to those games. The issue was not having the license to said games.
Unless you're sitting in the room where they make those decisions, you can't say that for sure.
Yeah, I that is true. Listen, Paul. I can disagree with you, okay? I'm going to, and I'm rebutting what you just said. The same thing you said to me.
So you're saying all the IPs they just bought there, all of those are going to come back.
That's what I said. But what you said, here it is. What you said is, well, you're not in that room. You're not either. You ain't you in my room right now. We having this discussion.
But if you're saying they're going to bring back all those hundreds of IPs they just picked up,
yes,
I'm saying probably not all of them, and probably not all the ones you want.
And I say I disagree. I believe they are.
Because like you alluded to, Phil said, he wants to talk to the teams. He wants to find out what they want to work on.
Work on. We're talking about old games. That's not work on. That's just easy fodder for Game Pass. Come on, man.
No, they still gotta. I mean, they're still gonna want to do updates and upgrades and stuff because
Ain't nobody upgrading Banjo and Kazooie, bro.
Okay, all right.
You're just
all
saying.
Right. No,
Well,
it's fine.
I understand. You are welcome to your side. I say let's just see what happens to take a $5 bet.
Well, no, because it's an ambiguous bet. You're saying they're going to bring back hundreds of IPs.
It's ambiguous is the big word that you use.
Well, yeah. So we would have to narrow down which IPs that. Give me a list of IPs you think are going to come back.
Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. There you go. And
just
Transformers.
Those two.
And Transformers.
See, even I hope they bring back Transformers.
Oh, no. You stay on your side of
no.
You stay on your. Don't be coming over here.
They did talk about Transformers, so I do think.
No, I don't want Paul on my side of the fence, though. You bring him over there.
Because wasn't that supposed to be a trilogy, right? And we only got 2 of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want them to finish.
Yeah.
And I want both the first games remastered.
Ooh.
That would be nice.
It's asking for a lot.
I don't care. That's what I want.
And actually, the second game looks really good. Still looks really good. Even on a Series X, it looked awesome.
I know. I don't have it on digital. I own it on physical, and it doesn't work. So I had to get it on Steam. At least the second one. I couldn't get the first one. So yes, I want that back.
Yep.
So I look forward to it, and I look forward to brand new Spyro and Crash games, especially Spyro. Spyro needs to come back. I don't know how I feel about Guitar Hero, but I know Spyro needs to come back.
I know they're talking about Guitar Hero, but that's a whole nother level of, okay, we got to redo the hardware. We got to make it cost effective,
Listen,
all that stuff. So
did you play Guitar Hero?
Or what's it? Well, Guitar Hero, yeah, because they would need new guitars, right? The old guitars won't work with our current equipment.
But I mean, you played it, right?
I can't play it. No, I cannot. I was only because I can't do the guitar. I was only able to do Rock Band because of the singing side of it, basically, and I was bad at that.
Couldn't you do the controller with that, or no? It's not built like that.
No, it's not really built for that.
Okay, well, I don't know. I ain't never played it.
So
I know a lot of friends who enjoyed it. I was just never able to really enjoy it, but I understand there's definitely a market for it. I mean, so.
I mean, and I know he's about to say something, Clowns. I'm just gonna say, and this is just Activision IPs. Blizzard has a whole nother realm. We don't have World of Warcraft on console.
Yeah, and there's always been talk that could happen. So.
Just saying.
And I'd also like to see them bring StarCraft back. But
go ahead, Klaus.
I probably shouldn't give them any type of acknowledgement, but somebody is trying to be facetious, and they like the video. They like the stream 1.4K times. So this is a little odd. I'm just gonna point it out there. Yeah. So we acknowledge it. There's nothing we can do about it, but somebody did it to us. But when it comes to Activision stuff, I really would like to see the Transformers stuff come back. I think that's like a huge thing. There's a lot of fans for that. I know it never.
There was a rumor that they were trying to acquire the licensing rights to all Paramount. That includes Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and Rugrats.
Huh, okay.
You didn't hear that? That's crazy.
With Rugrats?
Well, acquire the licensing for all Paramount IPs. Now, the reason why even though that rumor is just a rumor, the reason I lean towards it might be true is because they have a relationship with Paramount, right? Because of Halo. Mm-hmm. And and because they acquired Activision, who also had licensing deals with them. But I don't know if that's true.
Interesting. I mean, that
would be cool. What do you think about that?
That would be cool if I like, I like Rugrats. A lot of people are probably gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, why do you like that?" I
I
like
mean,
it.
a lot of people
Yeah.
like Rugrats. What are you talking
I
about?
think Rugrats would be a great IP for gaming. I don't know why they haven't done more with it.
So think about it. Like if they own the license, not the IPs, the license to the
Right.
IPs, meaning they can make games for us to think. Um, that includes all Nickelodeon IPs, all of Paramount IPs. Like I said, that's Transformers, that's Ninja Turtles, that's you know, uh, there's a lot there. GI Joe. I mean,
Yep.
GI Joe. I mean, that's another one, and that's huge right now with the Energon universe like coming through in the comics, right? Like there
yeah,
could
I
be
already
a
know.
huge future for this between GI Joe and Transformers and video games. It's just
those who have not read it,
I would
it's a
like to
great thing.
see like an RPG of Transformers. I know it's probably not going to happen. You know, it's got to be developed first.
Well,
And
there's one
everything.
coming out called the Reactivate. That's coming out
Yeah.
soon.
What
I don't
is
know
it?
if you've seen it.
No, is it going to be graphically intense?
So it's hard to tell, but judging, yeah, Despa says it's like a looter shooter. So far as we haven't seen gameplay, we've just seen the CG. Um, and it looks like he said, and it says using Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, it is. Um, but the premise is both Decepticons and Autobots got to work together to fight a different enemy. So you'll be able to use both factions to fight a different enemy, and it's like a apocalyptic. I can't say the word. Somebody pronounce it for me. Damn it.
Post-apocalyptic.
Thank you, Paul. A situation. So it's like another alien race. I'm thinking the Quintessons have sent people to go kill off their Cybertronians.
Okay.
So I don't know. You know, me personally, this is another thing I want to bring up, and I'm not bringing up as a topic. I just want to mention this. Um, the Energon comic book series, the universe that is being created is very good.
Mm-hmm.
It is it is sold out. It is rated one of the top comics of the month. You know, I got number one. I didn't get the variant, but it's dope. And it does mirror the original G1 series. So those who are fans of the original, hey, you're in for a treat. My only thing is we need to have Jazz come back. All right. I don't know what's going on with that. We need to get a hold of the writer because he's doing the writing and the art, which is cool.
Well,
He's doing both.
When we were at San Diego Comic Con, Super G and I were waiting in the press room, and lo and behold, guess who walks in there? Hip Hop Gamer, right? And we're like, oh, why are you in here? You know what's going on? And guess who walked in next? The artist and writer for Energon Transformers.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation with him because we need to bring Jazz back.
Guess who tried to sit at the table? I did, but we didn't schedule that press interview. And Super G's like, "Oh, we should go." And I'm like, "No."
So it's your fault.
Let's go.
So if Jazz goes into a void and never come back, it's your fault. That's what we're saying.
No.
Yeah.
So we need to have a conversation with him, and we need to talk about bringing Jazz back because Jazz is one of the best underrated Transformers there was. All right, I'm just being real. We need him to come back. Scatman Crothers did a great job with his voice, but more importantly, he's just the man. He's just.
I gotta say, for movies or cartoons or live action, either way, I can only hear Scatman Crothers as Jazz, no matter what they do.
There's somebody who is similar, who has a similar voice. If you listen to the Fall of Cybertron, he's very close to his voice tone, and he does a good job. So you should check it out. It's pretty good. Anyways, the point I'm making is let's bring this man back, okay?
Hear me out. Jazz should become a Decepticon.
No.
So if you disrespect, you need to put some respect on Jazz's name. All right. Don't. And for the people that's watching, I'm not going to nerd out on Transformers, but Jazz is first lieutenant of special ops. All right.
Is he?
You know who reports to him? Bumblebee, Sideswipe, and Cliffjumper.
Starscream.
What?
Stop it. Point I'm making is he's the only one that would go do missions that Optimus know that nobody else would want to do and could do. And the first anybody go watch the first episode of Transformers the Animated? Who gave the order to transform and roll out? Was it Optimus? No, it was Jazz because he's first lieutenant. Get some respect. This man is a beast. All right. Even though Michael Bay disrespected him, doesn't mean everybody else should. There we go.
Hear me out. Michael Bay should do a crossover of Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He already did that, and he ruined that too. So
PK, when are you and I going to have our new show without Carlo? I'm just throwing that out there.
what we're going to do is we're going to have an animated AI of him just agreeing with us, and he won't even. But anyways, the point I'm making is, yeah, it is a new game coming. I don't know, like they haven't shown gameplay or anything, just some trailers. So I don't know what it looks like or if it's going to be any good. However, that doesn't mean that Hasbro, like was mentioned, isn't interested in Xbox picking up the IP again and going at it, especially if High Moon Studios is free to do their own thing. And I think that's a good transition to talk about that, about what Phil said. Go ahead, clowns.
Well, I was just gonna say one of the things that Phil said was not to get our expectations up because there's gonna be no shadow drops of the, Activision Blizzard King games for 2023. Most stuff will probably happen in 2024. And, Phil kind of doubled down that Call of Duty is not going away. It's going to still be on the other console and whatnot. So it's like, Phil's just being realistic with expectations because everything's probably got to still go through some final paperwork on their end, and he just doesn't want to raise our hopes that we might see some Spyro drops or anything.
Yeah, he just don't want to put his foot in his mouth. But I get it. Sometimes when they make statements and they can't own up, the internet is undefeated. They screenshot, they record everything, and they try to hold it against you. However, I think he did mention studios looking to, for them to go and start working on games, allowing them to kind of do their own thing. I don't know if it was true. I don't remember if I heard it, but was it High Moon Studios working on MechAssault, or was that wrong to say that they interested in doing that?
That I don't know about MechAssault.
I think they would be a good fit to revive MechAssault. Also, I'd love to see, like I said, Spyro and Crash revived with newer games. And Toys for Bob can go back and actually make games they like instead of just being support. And there would be the other teams can kind of explore the other IPs and get involved. That's kind of what I was saying. So I look forward. I think 2024 is going to be a pretty productive year considering all of what they already had in plan plus what they will plan to do. And Game Pass just changes the thing, right? So smaller games can release on Game Pass without any kind of threat or hesitation. Hi-Fi Rush is a smaller game. It released digitally first. I mean, it does have physical, but it came later. But when it released digitally and everyone had access to it, it was a phenomenal hit, is what I'm getting at. Game Pass made it amazing pickup.
Right. Game Pass is good for getting eyes on the smaller IPs, and that's what I've always
Right.
said.
You're right. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. So I think that's where a lot of that is going to thrive. I see Spooky in the chat. Spooky, we was calling your name. I don't know if your ears were burning.
Well,
but
yeah,
we was calling your name.
If you want a link, Spooky, if you want to jump in with us, let us know.
Yeah, so you can just shoot him a link. He can join if he wants or not.
All right. Yeah.
So, anyways, I think that's great. So, clowns, what else did Phil say there?
I mean, that was pretty much it. And then he's going over to Sweden, and he's gonna meet with Activision later this week in California, I believe. So he's gonna meet up with the teams, and like he said, he's committed to allowing the teams to continue with their own spirits and do things that they want to do. They're not gonna put any of that like pressure on them to force.
But he is requesting things though.
Yeah,
because somebody need to pick up Killer Instinct too. Somebody need to pick that up, just like I want somebody to pick up Mechasol. All right, you can't have Killer Instinct on Xbox One. Here we are on the next 2 generations later, and we ain't even got the sequel.
Yeah, no, I mean that's true. You have a point. I just I really want to see the Spider-Man games, but I know that's not going to happen because Sony's got that lockdown. But I would really love the old Activision Spider-Man games to come over and be back in patent stuff.
I'm sure if they can get the license, for the older games they can do that. But like Wolverine or whatever, those old Marvel games.
Yeah, but I think I think Sony has that on lock with Marvel right now. I don't really think it's a possibility.
Well, we may see some changes with Sony too, because they've had some changes at the top themselves. So.
Oh yeah, Jim Ryan retiring. Yeah. Speaking of retiring, Halo FTW. That's what I don't know. I said that before. I said somebody was being facetious and gave us somehow did that to us.
I wouldn't even give it energy. Just keep it moving.
Yep. Yeah, but we did call it out. So Pete Hines is retiring as well. He's taken a step down. He's been with Bethesda, I think something like 24 years, going on 25 years. I could be wrong on those. But I'm kind of sad to see him go because he's been the heart of Bethesda. He's been, he's been that guy that's out there for the fans, the gaming community, and he's really loved within the Bethesda, the gaming community. I don't know how they feel about him at corporate, that I can't say, but I think the fans are going to miss him.
I mean, we talked to him this summer.
Yeah, we did.
He was pretty cool. He's probably telling us stuff we shouldn't know about Starfield, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was true. Yeah.
Maybe if we buy the right drink, he's always our best friend. Is that as it is? We didn't buy his drink. I'm just making it up. But yeah, he was a good dude.
No, yeah, he's a really nice guy. And some people were saying that there was emails that came out where he was a little upset that the game, like Starfield and some of the other Bethesda IPs, were not going to be cross-platform because, allegedly Pete plays on multiple consoles and he just felt like it was bad. Or not necessarily bad, but, kind of like a fair position for Bethesda gamers that might play on the other platforms. But I get what Microsoft did, they had to do something when it came to first-party games, and I think they made the right call. I didn't think they were going to make that call, but they made the right call because Sony would have done the same thing. When it came to Bethesda, they're such a big powerhouse. I don't know, Paul, talk to us about it. Like, you've been around since the first days that Bethesda formed, even in Maryland.
Yeah. I am kind of bummed that I never had a chance to meet Pete, but maybe it still happened. But all this, well, he left because he was unhappy. I'm ignoring all of that because some people are saying he was forced out just the same way Jim Ryan was. I'm like, stop it. We don't have details, and he's been with the company for going on 25 years. Maybe he just decided that after Starfield dropped, he wanted to change, or he wanted to see the trend, to see if this thing was going to go through, and so we don't know where he's going to land. He could start his own company for all we know, or whatever he wants to do, because
maybe he's just tired. Yeah.
Or just retire. Yeah, he's young, but if he managed his money well, he could just say, you know what, I want to take a break.
So Spooky said maybe you just got too much experience since you've been around since the dawn of time.
Oh, stop it.
Spooky said it. Why you? I
I
didn't even
sent
poke at
Spooky
you
a
today.
link. I sent Spooky a link.
Spooky
So,
said you should have been in here. You playing. This could be us, but you playing games. But I don't know. I think he had a good run. Plus, dude is a good dude, man. He probably just wanna listen. The way he described how he was playing Starfield make it sound like he just want to play games. I'm done.
yeah.
I just want to just sit back and enjoy myself, right? You don't remember that, Clowns? He was just
Yep,
telling you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
no, he
and
was
being
talking about that. Yeah.
and being at the top of that company, there was a lot of pressure on him, I'm sure, at that point. So it's like, you know what, the man deserves a break. So
I mean,
whether he goes into something else or he fully retires, that's okay.
yeah, no, I mean, no, you're definitely right that when you were at a company for so long, it becomes almost like second nature. And it's like, do you want to continue doing it? Are you bored doing it? Do you want to move on,
Right.
do something else? Or maybe you just want to retire and hang out like at the golf course or the beach or something, But he definitely loved playing Starfield when we
Right.
talked to him. He was playing remotely. He just loved it. He was having so much fun. And he was like, he even said, I kind of wish I wasn't working right now because I'd be playing Starfield this whole time. And that's just goes to show you
There
how
you
much
go.
of a gamer he is, like.
Yeah.
So his retirement is probably going to be full of fun games.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And funny, Phil does the same thing. I mean, you can tell when Phil's playing because you can see when he's logged in and stuff. And so Phil's a gamer too, and I think that's why both of those companies have done well. They have gamers at the head of the table. Not
With that
just
said,
yeah.
who do you think is going to be over ABK then? With all this shift, just talking about people being over things.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because I've said it before. They're big enough now that Matt Booty definitely needs help. He can't oversee all those companies by himself. It's just not going to work. So it's going to be interesting to see how they shift things around over the next few months. Yeah, but I don't know who those people are going to be. Sarah's got a good job, I'm sure. But yeah, some of those.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. She could
Yeah,
shift
yeah,
and be that person.
yeah. Yeah, that was the first name I thought of actually. I mean, she definitely she could do it.
She
But
definitely had
I think
proven.
there will be some reorganization going on in that whole
Oh
level
yeah,
up there.
yes,
Yeah,
of course, because it's now Phil can't be everywhere at once. He needs strong leaders to
right.
kind of oversee things. So that's
I
just my thought on it.
I kind of think I think they might tap Rod Ferguson.
They could.
Are you think so?
Yeah, like isn't he in charge of Diablo right now? Like, I mean, he's been at Xbox, he's been at Blizzard. He knows how things kind of run. He's been in charge of teams, and why not tap him for some help with Matt Booty?
Yeah. I did love his tweet after the thing was announced that he showed his old ID and said, "I wonder if they'll let me use my old ID. I'm much younger and thinner back then." Yeah.
I don't think Mikey Barr is gonna be in the same position. I don't know what's gonna happen, if he's gonna have a duplicate position or if he's gonna move on or whatever. I just don't think that he's gonna be doing the same thing after they complete everything.
Yeah. So I think there's some strong leadership in reorg. Pete Hines leaving, even though he's just also strong. I think Bethesda had really strong leadership. To be honest, they held it down. But who would take those shoes is what it looks like, right? There's probably
Right.
going to be a lot of people not just retiring, but like you said, reorgs, and that's kind of what I'm looking at is, what is this reorg looking like?
And there may be people coming up that we've never heard of because they have never been in the public face like Pete was, or like, and then all of a sudden they're going to be there and hopefully they'll just, I want them to continue to do what Microsoft does or what Xbox does and I want them to continue to engage with the community.
I don't think they're
Because
going to stop that. That's their ethic.
yeah, but part of that is they need somebody in those positions who's willing, able, and actually wants to do that. You know what I mean? Oh man, I got a tweet today. You don't want that. You want somebody who's excited even about that aspect of the job, about talking to the gamers, like Pete was, or and Phil does, and Sarah does, and they're at all these shows. They're always out there. You can just approach them and say hi and talk to them for a few minutes.
That's what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think they're gonna change that.
No.
That's part of the fun. Plus, they actually
Yeah.
serious about customer engagement. I mean, they're
Right.
very intimate about wanting to know our thoughts. I don't know.
Yep.
Remember, Clowns, they came through and asked survey what kind of games you would like to see.
Mhm.
And my number one request, or I had two, I think it was Killer Instinct 2 and Mech Assault. Mech Assault was at the top of the list, but Killer Instinct 2, those are the two games that I really want to see be revitalized. But they got lots of other
Yeah.
IPs that could be touched, like Banjo Kazooie, because they need more of those family friendly games. So they got the talent now, right? That made those type of games. Now we just gotta get them aligned with that kind of idea. Not to say, like you said, pressure them, but put a request out there. Who wants to work on this, and
Yeah.
then see who can put it together, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right.
Because we want to see, because 2024, you're just gonna hear a whole lot of rumblings about Xbox not putting out quality games and they ain't got nothing. They done bought all this stuff and ain't nothing coming out. Yo, I'm sick of hearing it. So
Yeah, me too. It takes years, man. I've always said that. It takes years. You can't,
but now they have so many studios.
Yeah.
Somebody should be able to come up with something.
Well, and remember, that's his goal. That once a quarter, you're gonna get hopefully a AAA game, and then throughout that quarter, you're gonna get AA games and whatever, and so the rollout will become fluid after a while. But they gotta get everything working in order first. We're already
True.
seeing some of that. We've got so much coming out now because we're making up for last year that there's too many games and not enough time. You know. It's like in the last 2 weeks alone, 5 or 6 games have come out that I want to play. I just don't have, even I don't have that much time.
Well, I mean, having too many games is a good problem to have
Right.
because a lot of times we have droughts, and that's when you can pick up
Yeah.
your backlog.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
Mr. Backlog in the chat.
Yep. Well, well, and some games they know they've already sold us. I don't remember what game it was. Some games are being delayed because the release window is so small that they know the game will get buried if they try to put it. So they're going to hold off until there's a more of an open window in there somewhere where it won't get buried underneath some big bangers. And that is part of the game they have to play too. They can't, if you jump too many games at once, somebody's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Well, that's part of it, but they have Game Pass. The thing is
Yeah.
that it also has to be profitable to
Right.
maintain, right? I feel called. I feel called out. Yo, it's a good thing, man.
Yep.
Remember, we were complaining when we didn't have nothing to do. We had to wait till the fall. So I find it if we have a lot of games, it's time we can move things around. The only games that I'm afraid of is the ones that's like games as a service. Those are the only ones I'm afraid of because you can't just stop playing them. You got to play it all the day.
Yeah.
And that's the ones that I'll be afraid. Like RPGs and like your Spider-Mans or yo, if you guys want to hear something funny, and I don't want nobody judging me.
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right. Now I got a backlog too. But I started Quantum Break for the first time last week.
Oh, PK.
On PC. But my first time, and I was just so surprised how great the game is. Not because I didn't think it would be great, but yo, they put a lot of thought and effort into the narrative of how this game flows. And it's a shame a lot of people would never get to experience it because it's really dope.
Yeah, I love that game. The only thing I can't get past the final boss. I'm on the last fight in the game, and I can't get past the final boss.
Won't you stand up and say it to his face? That's all you got to do.
Oh, good.
Relax.
All right.
You know, we poke fun over here.
Yeah.
We poke fun. He's gonna run my feet over later.
But speaking of older games that are coming out, Dead Space is hitting Game Pass at the end of the month. Dead Space Remastered. It's going to be on Game Pass on November 30th.
Wait,
October 30th.
I forgot one game I should have mentioned. And forgive me for anyone watching. What was that one game on that Activision had made? It was a part 1 and a part 2. The second one, it had a black character as the main protagonist in that one, and you could just do anything: climb buildings, you shift your arms, you fight. What is that called?
Prototype.
Prototype. Who wouldn't want Prototype? All of them come back and then give us Prototype 3. Who wouldn't want that? I love Prototype.
I don't think I've ever played Prototype, so there's one I gotta go.
It is dope.
It
is amazing.
Jay has a message for Paul. You got to get good, Paul. Jay did it with one hand, baby.
Whoa! Shots fired.
Oh,
shots fired.
Jay. Nice to know you're still talking to me, Jay. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, you should be in your feelings that he just said your gaming skills, you need a cheat code or something because he just did it with one hand.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna go over what he does with the other hand. So
Hey, listen. The point is, if he can do both at the same time, that's still making you look bad.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Either way.
Welcome to 4GQ TV. Yeah.
Yo, but I would love to see Prototype come out. Here's another one though. Prototype was dope. It had two different. I think the first one had a different character. It took place in a different time, and then the second one. But that second one just blew up. Yo. He said I can motivate myself over and over. See?
There you go.
Sounds like you need to pick up some lessons.
That's right. Yeah, I don't need any videotape lessons from Jay. I'm good.
Yo. I'm sorry. I did have to mention that because I was like, man, that was on my mind. I was thinking about that all night yesterday. Like how much I would love to have Prototype come to Game Pass, like 1 and 2, but also get a third one worked on. I think that would be amazing. And they own that series, so that series was dope. I mean, you could do anything. It was like you was unlimited. You can climb any mountain, building or whatever, jump, do all.
You're gonna start singing now. You can climb any mountain. You're gonna start singing. What?
Does that remind you of something, Paul? Is that a song that came out before I was born?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Somebody needs to come save Paul. He's having all kinds of reminiscing because ever since
that's a song too. Reminiscence a song too back in the 70s. Yeah.
Okay, Clowns, get control of the show, please.
Oh no, I let Paul ramble. Just like I let him just wheel himself around wherever he wants to go.
I've reached that old man age where I'm just gonna say stuff, and you just kind of gotta look at it and go, okay, whatever.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Grim is right. So the I now remember. See, this is why these games didn't come back. I ain't played it forever. The first game's protagonist was the antagonist in the second game. I remember that now. But it was great. Like the narrative was so good. Like I fell in love with it. I sad that there wasn't a third one. It's like it just got forgotten. But I know what happened. They just took that team and made them support Call of Duty, and that was it. But no more.
Yep.
No more. That was a great game, man.
I don't think I ever played them all the way through.
They are dope.
Does Carlo ever play anything all the way through? I'm just throwing that out there.
Is it like Infamous Second Son?
Infamous Second Son is terrible. Infamous is the best. The first one is the best. Second Son was nothing. And I'm going to tell you, it is like it in the sense that it is a third person action game. but they are fundamentally different. And I feel like the narrative in the prototype was way better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Deceptus about the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. I don't know. I mean, it all depends if Spider-Man's
well, 3 came out
in
on 3 came out on Switch.
Yeah.
And it didn't come out on nothing else. So if they get the rights and IPs, it's possible for sure. And they could probably get 3.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up, but that would be really cool if it did come out.
Yeah, so
according to PK, all the IPs are going to come out, so you're good.
Hey, listen. Anybody in the chat agree with me that they're gonna bring back especially all of the IPs they own to Game Pass? I don't care how old it is. Give me a daggone survey. Give me a poll.
What do you want the poll to be?
I want to know, do everyone agree with me if all the IPs, no matter how old it is that they own, not licensed, just they own, will come back to Game Pass? Or do they agree with Paul and says no?
I just don't think it's going to be all of them. I think it's going to be, a selection, but
well, the problem is because they got to secure music rights too. Composer, they got to secure all that because a lot of them back then didn't have contracts for the composers. They were separate. They could always change the music.
So, yes for PK and no for Paul. Just remember that. And if you have something against Paul, just say no anyway.
There's going to be a lot of no's in that chat then.
Oh man.
Yes, Jay. I want to see that too, but man, will Sony?
So no. In the Shattered Dimensions was after Into the Shadows, which was the best game. Into the Shadows was my favorite Spider-Man game all the time. Into the Shadows, and then Shattered Dimensions came.
Apparently, Spider-Man 2 is live now because one of my friends is streaming it on Twitch right now. So.
What?
But the game is live now already. I thought it wasn't going live till tomorrow, but apparently it's live now. So
it's live. Are you talking about Spider-Man 2? We didn't even talk about Spider-Man 2. We should talk about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and close it out with our Spider-Man 2 thoughts and whatnot. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Like, I think he's the greatest character Marvel's ever come up with. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. I like Miles Morales. I like Spider-Man. I like Venom. I like Gwenom. I like Gwen Stacy. I like them all. Like everybody in that universe. The Hobgoblin, the Green Goblin. I can go on and on. Dr. Ock. Just, man, so many great characters in that universe, and it's just Spider-Man's universe. And it's so great that they all live within New York City and they all hang out and fight each other. So I'm excited for Spider-Man 2. But I have some concerns. I definitely have some concerns. Number one, I don't like the fact that they're saying it's like 30 hours long. I wish it would have been a little bit longer for what you paying like $70 now. Wish it was a little bit longer. I'm concerned that it's going to be like a copy and paste DLC with some new maneuvers. I kind of want to see a little bit of original stuff in there. And I don't mean cutscenes because I know Insomniac can do amazing cutscenes. I mean, I want to see different techniques. I want to see different story parts. I want to see like different kinds of repeat quests. I don't want the same ones from the other Spider-Mans. So
you talking about the fetch quests?
Yeah,
oh, they there.
Yeah, no, I know there's gonna be fetch quests, but I don't want them to be the same kind as all the other ones. Like that's my concern. So I have some concerns there, but I'm excited for it. I'm not excited to beat it because I want it to last forever. Yeah, so I mean that's my take on it. I think it's gonna do really well. Insomniac always scores high. I don't have any doubt about that. And people that want to review bomb it, you should feel sorry for yourself because Spider-Man's a great character. In fact, he's the best comic book. Let's just go down and say he's the best comic book character of all time. You know,
No,
you can only be the best.
No.
You can only be the best if you are selling or outsold every single other comic book. And we all know there's only one, just like Highlander, that
X-Men.
has outsold. No, there's not even a Marvel comic book in #1 spot or #2 spot. The #1 comic book of all time is Batman. He is the greatest.
Yep.
Then Superman.
Hmm.
And you know what's funny is One Piece is on that list in the top 10, and it's a freaking manga.
Yeah. I mean, and that says a lot for the quality of the manga, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's only been out since 98. But anyways, Spider-Man is a great character. I know a lot of kids want to go run around, pretend to be Spider-Man. I think the game should be good. However, listen, I can talk.
Did you see the message? Carlo wants Spider-Man to be the ESO, the Elder Scrolls Online version of Spider-Man.
That's right. That's right, Spooky. Tell him. Give that idea to Insomniac, Spooky.
Batman is so gangster. He ain't even got superpowers, and he's still smacking everybody in every universe.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Can we talk about Batman for a second? Can we just talk about
he could beat Juggernaut. He would beat Juggernaut. I hate to break it to you.
No,
you know what's so gangster? Batman fell from the moon and got up and just got back to work. I ain't never seen no stuff like that. I ain't never seen that done before.
You never see Batman happy though. He's always a broody, whiny, grown-up kid.
But Spider-Man ain't crying all the time. He ain't crying all the time.
No, he's happy. He laughs at everything.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Spider-Man has so much shit that goes on in his life.
Yes, he got like 3 women he trying to balance. He don't know who he want to be with. Did he get this chick pregnant? Now this girl mad at him. He ain't got no money. He just a bum. He
delivers pizza too on the side.
Listen, I ain't trying to talk bad Spider-Man, okay?
Yeah,
I don't know why you trying to goad me into this conversation.
Yes,
but
greatest character of all time.
But when Spider-Man and Batman teamed up, you know what happened? Yeah,
Batman had to carry Spider-Man's load, man.
Spider-Man fanned out. He fanned out. Oh my God, it's Batman. Oh, this is the Batmobile. Is this what Robin said? He's just acting crazy. Batman ain't about that life. You ain't even know that, did you? I got that comic.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that one.
It's awesome.
And you call yourself a Spider-Man fan. See,
they had to fight Carnage and Joker. 2 badasses teamed up.
Oh, that would have been cool. I want to see that now. I want to read that.
It was a good one. And the Turtles Batman crossover is also good. And it was Shredder versus Batman is like timeless. Though they have 3 storylines, but the first one was probably the best. I would just say this. When Batman fought the Turtles and he whooped their ass, Leonardo's the only one that noticed he purposely missed any of our vital points. He was just testing us. That's how badass he is. This man's thinking on a different level. Nah, I'm sorry, Spooky. He got handed that slap as well. It was like he handed them all up, all 4 of them at the same time. But he was just trying to see who they were and what they were. It was a good book. They did make an anime movie loosely based on that too. I do recommend it. But Spider-Man, back to Spider-Man. What I was gonna say is I bought the first one twice. One on PS4, then I bought the remaster on PC, and then I bought part 2. It's good, but it's not great. The reason I say that is after playing Arkham Knight, that's older. It's the oldest. When did Arkham Knight come out? It came out in is that 360 or Xbox One? Xbox One?
Arkham Knight was Xbox One, yeah.
All right, so that came out, right? That game has still yet to see a series patch. It's still letterboxed. It still has. I mean, It doesn't even run at 60 frames, but it still looks good and better than Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. And it still is a better game to this day.
Please direct all your hate messages to PK Live. No,
no one can argue this though. No,
I know,
no one can argue
but you know
stuff.
somebody's going to. You know somebody's going to.
But what I'm saying is, I'm. It's not a hate, right? It's the thing is they doing a great job over there to keep Spider-Man relevant and putting a good product out there. But good is just good. It's not great. It's not a timeless situation. Spider-Man 1 is not a classic. I don't care what nobody says. It's not. It's forgettable. It's literally forgettable. You have all these costumes. None of them mean anything. The powers suck. The only one that matters is the one that electrocutes everybody. That's the only one you need. The rest of that stuff is worthless. And then most of that is just fetch quests. The best part of the game is swinging through the city. Fast traveling, you just hopping on subways, which is kind of dumb. But the point I'm making is it's all the same. Part 2 was just, even though they sold it as a separate game, it's basically DLC to the first one.
Well, Miles Morales. The original I can't play because the controls are too wonky for me. They did some great stuff for accessibility with the Miles Morales thing. I was actually able to complete that storyline. Enjoy that.
I think the game
I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That I'm hoping that they continued with the accessibility in this one because I'm looking forward to playing it. I want to be able to play it. I want to be able to play it.
That's important. Yeah, that's important. So I do want them to continue to build on what they have and come up with something more than just okay. And maybe they can't due to the dynamic of how they built the game, right? They pretty much got a huge chunk of New York there to kind of go through. I know in the Arkham series, you kind of was confined. It was a big map, but it was confined to certain areas. Yeah. So I guess maybe the sacrifice was, keep it in this range, and then we could do more stuff on the details of, literally just the opening sequence. And you see the rain bouncing off his cowl looks better than anything that that Spider-Man is showing with supposed ray tracing. And this ain't even 1080p at 60 frames. I
gotta say that opening sequence is one of my favorites too. I will, go back and do that. It's just so well done.
No, Clowns think he's slick. First, I do not play that game. That's not me. That's Clowns. Don't be putting that on me. He think he's slick. That's him. That's his favorite game.
Look at PK go. He's even the alligator. Look at that.
Don't believe him. I don't play that game. No, that's Clowns because alligators. Yo, this is a secret. Clown's favorite animal is alligator.
I never heard.
So that's
before.
him.
Who's that?
Florida Gator, baby. He's a Florida.
He wants a pet alligator because he says they're nice and they friendly. That's his favorite animal. My favorite animal is panda bear, but it's not. They don't have a panda bear in that game. Anyways, that's Klaus. That's me. I see what he did. He thought I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, Spider-Man is good, but I think it's still going to be a short game. I seen somebody beat it in 9 hours. I know I beat the first one in 10. It's a short game.
And Miles Morales was even shorter if you didn't do all the side quests.
Yes, it was. It was shorter. And that's why I said it was just the DLC of the first.
Yeah.
Like they sold it as a separate game, but really it was just an extension of the first game. So with that being said, I know Clowns are just complaining about games costing $70 and it being a short game. Well, there's your short game for $70. Now what? And they want you to pay for their DLC, which is another $30. Now what?
Yeah, that's
don't worry, I'll wait.
Paul, if you want to gift that to me, I'll gladly accept it.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll gift that to you, but you got to gift Modern Warfare 2 to me. So or
2 or 3.
3, the one that's coming.
Okay. 2? All right, I'll look.
No,
for
not
an
2.
Old, I'll
3.
Look for an old key.
No, I want 3. I want 3. I just can't afford it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if the complete playthrough is 30 hours, but that includes all the collecting and stuff, yeah, that's probably going to be a short game for people who don't want to do all the fetch it quests, you know, you know, you know. But because I prefer, for $70 nowadays, if the story itself takes 20 to 30 hours, I'm good. But if the story is 10 hours and the other 20 hours is just running around the city doing little dinky shit, yeah, I would have a problem with that. You know, it's like.
That means if you skip the cutscene, there's probably like 3 hours.
You skipped cutscenes?
I cannot confirm nor deny this.
Here's another fun fact for everyone watching. Clown skips all cutscenes and then asks me what the story is about.
Yeah, he does do that. He does.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Sometimes you got to find out what it's about.
And that's because you need to watch the cutscene.
No, you skip them.
No. Yeah.
You hear him, right?
Yeah.
This man. Somebody help me. This is my best friend right here. He's so opposite of me. I don't understand.
Speaking of cutscenes, real quick, I just want to throw out there that I started up the new Yakuza that's on Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
as
that
of
came
the
out
other
too.
day. They've added a lot of accessibility stuff that makes the fighting a lot easier for me, so I'm glad to see it. I will probably try to play it, but depending on how long the cutscenes are, if I fall asleep during a cutscene, I probably won't play it. So,
fun fact: I have skipped every cutscene in that game so far.
So you have no idea what's going on, is what you're saying?
Nope.
I don't know how you beat Liza P, and I'm stuck running around in this daggone place, not knowing what I'm supposed to do.
He watched videos on YouTube.
I don't know what I'm doing. I keep running in circles, and I have no idea.
I can't play Liza P. I tried it. It's just one of those games that there's no way I'm playing that game. Yeah, so.
Well, let's wrap up. Hey, anybody out there interested? Five Nights at Freddy comes out next week on.
Yes, on Peacock.
On Peacock and in the movie theater. Anybody down for some Five Nights at Freddy, the actual movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. I couldn't play the game, but I will check out the movie. We'll see how close it is to that Nicolas Cage movie that came out a couple of last year, which was basically the same idea. He had to go watch the site overnight, and all the creatures were moving around when he couldn't see them. So, but this should be interesting. And you know me, I love my horror movies. I'm doing my 31 Days of Horror on Twitter, so always fun. Always looking for new good stuff to watch.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be dope. Considering that Five Nights at Freddy didn't really have much to go on, so they have so much flexibility to do whatever. Yeah. I think it's adding another video game movie to the list that might actually be good. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. And it is Halloween time. So I don't know about none of you guys out there, but I booted up an old game called Castlevania Symphony of the Night because I felt nostalgia and I wanted to play some for kind of spooky for the season. Anybody else think that way, or is it just me?
No, I always play spooky stuff around this time of year, and I watch spooky movies and all kinds of stuff.
I just do the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Clowns doesn't do spooky. He's easy to scare, So
Spooky's easy to scare.
No, Clowns is easy to scare. He doesn't do spooky stuff, spooky games or spooky movies or anything like that.
Yeah. You don't understand. Clowns, he doesn't view things the same way that you do. He don't.
No, I mean, that's true. I think it's because, I'm not going to go into full detail, but I think it's because, like, for some reason,
he's desensitized.
I'm desensitized. Horror movies trigger me, but real life stuff doesn't. So it's really weird. It's opposite and weird. And it's very complicated, but I'll just go into that.
Yeah. See, and that is opposite of me. I can't handle real life gruesome, but horror movie gruesome.
No, that Nicolas Cage movie was good too. I like that too. But
yeah, it was good. It was good.
Oh,
but yeah.
Renfeld? I did like that.
No, not that one.
No.
when he didn't say nothing the whole movie. He was just in there. It was just like that Finance of Freddy, and he had what was that movie called? Somebody help me.
That's what I can't remember what it was called. Let me see if I can look it up here.
Somebody help me. I don't remember what it, but that was actually pretty good. He ain't had no lines in that movie. He ain't say nothing the whole movie.
No, I don't have a clue. Paul's
let's
looking
see.
it up.
Yes, I am.
That was a good movie,
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland. Willy
in 2021.
That was, I watched that on a humble. That was a good movie, man. For sure.
No, Spooky. That's not exactly what I meant, but it's definitely not what I meant.
Spooky, you're very close. You're very close, I would say. So, let's wrap up. What time? What do we got on our poll here? Everybody agree with me? They bring it back, the old IPs that they own.
Everybody agrees with you, I think. So.
No, not everybody. We got
78% agree with you, or 79 to
70. Oh, the votes are switching.
Yep.
Number 30. Somebody keeps voting and taking off their vote. So yes, 69%. No, 31%.
Okay, so it looks like a lot of people. We are getting a lot of the old. We're getting all the old IPs back, all of them that they own.
Yeah, because our chat says so. Yeah, that's why.
That's right. Our chat is right.
Scientifically not correct, but we'll go with it.
Yes, because you guys are awesome and you do own it, and you speak things into existence, and I love you guys. We're not skeptics like Paul. Paul just seen a lot of things. He just doesn't trust things, and I get that. But it's okay. That's why we have two sides, heads and the tails on every coin. That's all I got. Thanks, time.
So PK, tell us where can they find you? And I know you got
Paul,
something coming up here later tonight too.
Let's go, Paul.
Yeah. So So I for me, so for me, right after this, if you guys want to come check me out and learn a little bit more about me, I'm gonna be hopping on Han Solo's Behind Them Sticks. You guys interested to hear more about PK's gaming history? It's like an interview style kind of thing, right? So I'll be back on there if you guys want to hop over and check that out. It starts in about 20 minutes. Always here on 4GQ TV because we don't know how to act here. I do. And then Dragon's Den, even though I'm not going to be this weekend, Clowns is going to suffer me. But what I'll say is thank you all for coming out. You guys are awesome. It's not a show without you guys. We don't know how to act. Act up with us. We love it. We love talking about things that we all agree, look forward to, man. And definitely if you out in those gaming streets and just want a gaming buddy on any of those things that we plan, hit us up. PKX Live on Twitter, PKX Live on Xbox. It's not hard to find me. Same IGN on everything from Steam, PlayStation, whatever. It's all the same. Hit me up. That's all I got.
All right. And Paul, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitter, the thing formerly known as X or whatever how that works now, at Cerebral Paul 1. You can find me on Twitch at Cerebral Paul. You can find me on Mondays here on the Pop-Up Powerbomb podcast where we talk about all things pro wrestling. And on Tuesdays, you can find me at the Retro Renegades. And also, I have my own show on the Xbox Ambassador channel on Tuesday afternoons at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul. On Wednesdays, sometimes I show up on Spooky's other show, the Backlog Bastards. And let's see. And
we talk about backlogs.
Yep, backlogs, yes. And then, in fact, yesterday, Carlo and I did an interview with Joe Russo, writer, director, producer of many different movies, and one that's just launching this weekend called
Soulmates.
Soulmates. think about it's been described as a rom-com thrown into a Saw situation. So it's a rom-com and a horror movie all in one, and it's getting great write-ups. So, and it drops in theaters this weekend, and hopefully Carlo will be dropping the interview we did with Joe in the next day or so. And then you can check that out. We have an interview coming up in 2 weeks with the original voice of Lara Croft. So we're going to be doing that, and some other ones that are lined up that hopefully will be happening between now and then as well, including a couple that are Halloween related. So there you go.
Nice.
Hey, Paul, you forgot to say your show's power is on 4GQ TV with the backlog bastards.
Yeah. All the shows, most of the shows I'm on are on this channel. So there you
go. Yes. So if you want to find Paul and Spooky, shout out to Spooky in the chat. Come back here on this channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you know when we go live, because we go live all kinds. Because we do also have Majestic Mayhem on Sunday, so we pretty much we getting there. We almost have a show almost every day. That's a good thing. We definitely want to make sure you guys are entertained, so definitely keep that bell on so you can see when everything is happening. Go ahead, Carlo.
Well, you all can find me on 4GQ TV. We do have some things coming up. Paul's been getting a lot of my requests for interviews to set up. We have some with children's book authors coming up. We have some with an AI company. We're working on an interview with Rascal Flatts. Joe DeMarco, I think his name is.
Yep.
Paul, correct me if I'm wrong. DeMarcus.
Yep.
And then we've been tapped by MegaCon Orlando to host a panel, and I'm trying to get a superstar panel together, which would include my friend Derek Robertson, co-creator of The Boys, Karen Mahorn, who does a lot of voice acting and Marvel stuff, hip-hop gamer from Hot 97, and Brian Edward Hill, who did the Teen Titans TV series, as well as Ash vs. Evil Dead, and now he's doing the Blade comic.
So, shout out to 108 Dragons TV with a $2 super chat. He says, keep that damn bell on. That's right. That's for my big brother right there. He knows that I'm going to miss him on Saturday. So Clowns is going to step in and take my spot. When the Dragon's not asleep.
Oh, I think Lemon said I can do my version of California Love live, too.
Where?
Don't let him do that, Lemon. No.
On
Don't let him.
I think he said he could do California Live.
You going to pre-record it or something? He ain't going to let you do it live.
Oh, no. He said live. He said, let's get a crowd in there. Go live. Right, Lemon? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
That don't fly. That don't fly. Anyways.
All right.
Go ahead, wrap up.
Yeah, we're out of here. Check out PK on TSWS Gaming. His interview with Ham Solos coming up next. Remind him in the chat that Pac-Man is the best game of all time. All right, everybody. Until next time, see you guys later.